Live from Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. This is your motivational, sensational, inspirational, educational, aspirational, international, keenly awaited, daily created, highly anticipated edition of the Afternoon Swing Trading Floor with your humble host, Jeremy Alexander, with another daily dose of mentally delicious brain food, reminding each of you to love life, live life, and trade it. What is up, team and family? I can tell you what's not up. Any market. I can tell you that. Those things are not up. One of the bigger resets that we have seen might just be here. We're going to talk through it today, but this what we did not want to happen today. More or less. You did not want this candle getting taken out. And it did. Sammy says, this is actually good. Yeah, I totally agree. So if you're in bearish, you know how to play things that are bearish, great. It allows, markets to pull back. It allows individuals to really get good assets at good prices later in the future. This is not the end of the world, of humanity or civilization, but it is really a nice, finally actual correction in the markets, and some sideways chop and just an opportunity to go lower is really what we have. Now, again, just keep in mind when fear is the highest is probably the best time to buy. And I don't think fear is the highest yet. Although if we're looking at the SPY, it's not really as ugly or as terrifying as it seems. But stating all that, I mean, we're going to be trading into some support on the SPY essentially tomorrow, right? We're getting down into these levels where we have bounced before and had that, create that capitulation or whatever you want to call it, very similar to what happened on this day here, right? Where we gapped down, everything was just getting squeezed out, and then we just kind of rocket shipped higher. But this is definitely not a bullish signal at all. And a close on the Qs, I mean, we close below everything. So at this point, whatever move we get, we've made lower lows and lower highs. Like it's going to be a short to retest type of event. And post market's down because of Google and F5 networks. So there's a lot to talk about here. But yeah, the Qs, I mean, they're down. And tomorrow we're going to gap down. We can go lower. We might go lower. We probably will go lower to some degree. Again, I'm not calling for the end of the world by any stretch of the imagination, but I've played only bearish today. We were talking about it yesterday, and we started taking out that low. I did not have one single bullish trade anywhere. Anywhere. I mean, we took out all that compression, all that sideways action. There's going to be some really good setups that we're going to go through and we're going to talk about. But yeah, this gap down, I mean, the line in the sand that we talked about yesterday has been crossed. And things are going to start getting a little topsy-turvy, especially failing this 100, because this is a head and shoulders pattern. I mean, it's now essentially at this point, tomorrow will be a confirmed head and shoulders pattern on a weekly chart. So yes, we're going to get some retests, and yes, there'll be large ones, but primarily we'll probably be looking for things to short. I mean, I'm not saying that you can't go long on some trades. I'm not going to say that at all, but any long trades will need to be long-term. Right, that's all, just long-term retirement style trades, or just really tiny accumulation, like, buy a share, buy 2-3 shares here and there, or fast, right? If it's a day trade, 3 or 4 days in and out, stack that wood, build that house, that type of thing, right? Some just quick boom, boom, boom style plays. So very, very intriguing to see what happens. Extremely interested to see how we play out from here. But this could be a big reset. One of the big resets that everyone's hoping for, because a lot of these stocks, team, a lot of them are lower. A lot of them. These are some big, big names. So if you're wondering, oh, I can't wait for a big, great bear market, this could be one of those chances. This could be one of them on some stocks, not everything, right? Not everything, but we'll see. That's it. I mean, here's the IWM. IWM got absolutely thrown into the wood chipper, closing below that support. Now, again, tomorrow, team, we can gap down, open, just rally, and just do this. Like anything is possible. Anything is possible, but any kind of bear swing trade, I closed a lot of them yesterday, and I opened a few new ones today as we broke down below that candle, and I'll probably exit tomorrow. Again, quick little just bang, bang, taking some stabs, especially towards the end of the month. We're coming into a new month. And May is going to be very interesting. Let me tell you what I don't want to happen for sake of bullishness. I absolutely, well, I say this, I mean, I kind of do want it to happen from a profit and loss statement, but I absolutely don't want us to gap down tomorrow and have Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday be smaller, like bullish type of candles. This is worst case scenario, what I'm planning out right now. I don't want this to happen. I don't. For the economy's sake. But if we get like some small indecision, a little bit of weak buying candles, and on Monday we gap down, it's a wrap. Because Monday is going to be a new day, a new week, and a new month. All of them. So I'm saying this on the IWM, but I'm also saying this on a lot of things. This Monday is a new everything, new day, new week, new month. So you're going to get gaps on a weekly chart, monthly chart, daily chart. If we trap a bunch of people on Monday, it could get cataclysmically bearish. Again, not saying it's going to happen. What I'm doing, all I do when I trade is I just plan for what if then, if then, if then. So that's the IWM, and here's the Dow Jones, and Dow Jones just got absolutely smoked today. I mean, we gapped down and just didn't stop. So the Dow still has to trade into the 100. The SPY still has to trade into the 100. We still got room to go, but tech is weak across the board. Be very careful on put sales, right? Because put sales are great in bull markets. They are not good in downtrending markets. You have to be extremely good on your timing. Bull put spreads can be better because you have a hedge and it's not as bad. And I'll talk about that when we look at AMD today. But yeah, I mean, next big targets. And again, we're not going to hit there tomorrow, but Dow Jones is the weekly. We're at this point, I am quite confident that every major index is going to hit the 100 simple on a weekly. Not tomorrow, although it could, but at this point, 100 on the weekly is where we're going on essentially probably everything if we're not already there. Yep. So we're going to go through some charts, but just like I said yesterday, and I did say this yesterday, and I've been saying this for a lot, type in a 5 if you know how to make money as the market goes down. Just want to see some, okay, we got 5s. Everyone knows. All right. That's all that matters. Just make sure you're ready. Because this could be one of the ones to make some gains. Bros, I talked about this one yesterday, Dutch Brothers, and this was the weekly options newsletter trade. I did get triggered into this trade. I am in it, and I'm up almost an R, but this is the trade that we talked about yesterday. Bull candle, closing below the 10 EMA, and just snugging and hugging that 100 simple moving average. Didn't think it was going to break down, but it did. Type in a 7 if you remember me talking about that just yesterday. And so I bought some May $50 puts, bought them at 425. Right now they are worth about 580, and I plan on selling those at 655. So we'll see if that hits tomorrow, the next 2 or 3 days, but I'm not saying it will, but it could. So that's the weekly options newsletter trade on Dutch Brothers. And nothing special about that trade. That was just a 10 EMA setup, which again is what I'm trying to focus on and really, well, yeah, I'm trying to focus on that strategy. There's going to be times where it'll be great. There'll be times where it'll be a little bit struggly, but all in all, you focus on the strategy long enough, you will do very well. Sammy says the 10 EMA bearish works. Yeah, it does. The bullish one's been, it's been struggling because nothing's been going up. That's the thing. Talk about going up, man. Just wait till wait till we look at Tesla. It's 3 more down. Now I did have a mentorship group that most of us are in that Tesla trade, and we're going to talk about that. But boy, oh boy, man, that was what a sell-off that was. Okay, GE. Now I did not trade this one, unfortunately. But this breakdown, I mean, we can set this up just to see if we can get a short. It is a 10 EMA style of play. I mean, this is the 10 EMA candle right here. This purple line is the 200 simple on a weekly chart. And what I'm going to do is just go look through it. This was a day trade. This was a stock that was on our day trade list today. And I don't know why GE wouldn't go lower. I'm almost, yeah, that's a large stop. It's not that large though. Let me give that 1 or 2 more days, but that's going to be, that's planning. I'm planning that one out as we speak. That one looks really, really interesting. Yeah. GE market down is not bullish. If you have a watch list of things that you're looking for, put this one down as not long. Okay, next on the list, NKTX. This was one I was looking at just because yesterday it was so horrifically bullish. I mean, every bear in their mom's house got trapped all of the whole year, essentially, yesterday. Is it going to actually do anything else other than that? Probably not. But here's what's cool. We could potentially short this one. We have to get a setup for it, and it'll be a while to get that exact setup that we're looking for, right? Get that really, really clean setup. But I don't know. It was one that was just interesting to watch, I guess. So NKTX overall, relatively interesting. Nothing that I see that I like right now. Although, I mean, it could be bullish at some point. I was almost about to say it could be bullish, it could be bearish. Don't give us too much info. Yeah, I don't really have much on this one. Interesting gap yesterday, though. I would have liked to have day traded that. Could I have made money day trading that? Let's find out. Probably not. Nope, wouldn't have triggered in. Would I have shorted this one? Yeah, I would have shorted that. If I could have shorted, I'm just looking at this on the day trade. I would have shorted here. Stop loss would have gone above that wick. There's no real reason to not have that there. 1.2. Yep, I would have hit 1.2 on that short of this this bull candle there. So that short would have worked. Nothing, 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 nothing. Here's a long candle. That one would have worked. Entry. Yeah, probably would have gotten triggered in by a penny. Stop loss would have gone below that bull candle here. Low of that 14.56. So I would have missed getting stopped out by 1 penny, and we would have hit their target there. So I would have gotten very lucky. Anyway, I was just trying to look at that from a day trading perspective. All right, I'm moving on. Nothing special on that one. Holy hamburgers. Tesla today. Wow. So I did my absolute best to post this swing trade as quick as I could, although I'm sure most of you already caught it. My goal was to share with you the breakdown of this trade. It was shorting the low of this bull candle. Now, in fairness, I did talk about that yesterday, right? Right? 6,500% sure I did. Mentioning a nice bull candle below the 10 EMA. Don't think it's going to break down. Here's the 100. Here's the 50. But if it does break below the bullish candle, short it. It's a 10 EMA play. You know. Now, if we're looking at it, I don't know if anyone took it. I did. But here's your bull candle. So this one closed below the 10 EMA. Here it is. It's there. Did we go lower than this candle? I think you guys all know the answer to it, but we're just going to play it out just in case. What do you guys think? Did we go lower? Nope. Didn't go lower. So we're waiting. All right. Next candle comes in. Didn't go lower. I mean, you would have missed it by 20 cents, but it didn't go lower. And again, another great setup. Another really, 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 really good setup. So nothing special there. Ready to go, but earnings is right around the corner. Makes a new high, right? And then earnings, you're not, even if you did play that on earnings, it still wouldn't have triggered, right? Tesla never went lower than these candles, even on this candle. Then it gapped up, faded, had that little doji, and then bang. There's your bull candle, gap down. I did day trade that bullish. This is absolutely true. But type in a 9 if you can clearly, easily, simply, without hardship, see the support that is building on Tesla. Okay, so there's all the 9. Because team, this is a $100,000 trade, or a $10,000 trade, or a $1,000 trade, or a $100 trade. But this is the cleanest swing trade. I mean, this is easy. So here's all the support right there. There it is. You can see the interaction. Type a 10 into the chat pane if you can see the interaction with the moving average, right? You can see that upper shadow failing it. You can feel that pressure from the bottom. So if it breaks below here, and you can place a stop right there, doesn't have to be that aggressive. That would have been a great trade. And it was. Sammy says the best is all those bull candles. Exactly. Taking out all the bull candles. Every single one of them is trapped simultaneously. Just a brilliant breakdown. So Angela's asking, where's it going to go now? Because she played that one for a little bit of a gain. A few of us made some money on Tesla today. You know, it's a good question, Angela. So this is a double bottom retest. So we filled this ridiculous run up right there. We came into these lows here. So we're retesting the lows. I don't think Tesla's like going to zero. But here's the weekly. Even though these are not bull candles closing below the 10, type in a 4 if you can see the bearishness of this move and of this gap. Because this was a gap down on a Monday. Right? Yesterday was a Monday. So we're trapping 2 weeks worth of candles. Those aren't bullish. So we're going lower. And ultimately we're going to, I would assume, hit the 100 simple. Now I will still buy some Tesla. I'll buy some shares. Absolutely. I'm not afraid of owning shares of Tesla by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, I'll probably buy an additional one in my retirement account tomorrow. Probably 1 share. Why not? But I'm not going aggressively long here. Nope, I'm not doing that. I didn't sell any puts today. Premium just wasn't good enough, honestly. And tomorrow is going to be superb. I mean, we probably gap down a little bit. We're going to be below most things. Tesla will probably retest, and I'm going to look to short the retest of this candle. I mean, this is one of the largest drops that Tesla's had in history. One of the largest. I mean, you had a huge one over here. You've had some big drops. But all big drops had a massive rally. And then it rolled over a little bit. I'm trying to look at another one. This was another big drop. Yeah, so every single big drop has had a pretty big rally in a day or two, and then it, kind of rolled over again like this one. Interesting. Okay. Now, from a day trade perspective, even though we don't day trade, the strategy is the exact same. Mike Teague did catch this trade, not all of it, but he won on it. There's your bull candle closing below the 10 EMA. This is Maloney was playing this one and sold there and made bank. She crushed it. Obviously didn't crush it as hard, and so she was crying. Her and I were crying all day today. But hey, sometimes it's better to make money than not make money. That's what I've been told. Because yeah, Tesla just got absolutely pooped on all day. There was not one bull trade anywhere in here that was even remotely good. George says, and Maloney said if it goes to 950 that she would cry. Jose says, see you guys here. Hashtag careers at McDonald's. Bro, I mean, if you're going to apply for it, you're at least going to get to apply for the corporate careers. You know? That's bro, it's worst case scenario. I mean, corporate job at McDonald's isn't bad. They probably make some sweet gains. Great benefits. I mean, hey. And I say this without making fun or poking at all of anyone who works at McDonald's or any corporation of that size and magnitude. True story. For me, worst case scenario is we go get jobs. Right? Worst case. Worst case, we just go get a job somewhere. Every one of us. Hector says his worst case is he's going to go back to Cuba. That's a bad one. That's a little bit worse than like go get a job. That's a tough one to eat on. Daniel says, let's just all go move in with Falco in Montana. Yeah, but here's the truth, guys. I mean, I think most of us probably did pretty okay today. I don't think you guys got slaughtered. I truly don't know of anyone who just got absolutely wrecked today. And today was fun. This is good. Great trade on Tesla. So anyway, that's my current plan. Gap down tomorrow, most likely. Trade up a little bit for 3, 4, or 5 days, and then we'll look for a short. Now, I have to remind myself of this and everyone else of this as well. I also played Tesla bearish. That hammer came in. I bought puts on that day. I sold those puts on that day. I rebought puts on that day, and I got stopped out on that day. That was early March. And then I went long. That's the key difference is I flipped my perspective and went long on that day with a stop low that day, and then got called away up here for a few R's. Missed this whole run up on that particular trade. Got into some covered calls on earnings, got into some collars on earnings, feeling good about it. Bought some puts below that candle to protect. All is good for me. I'm not stressed at all. Hedging with options team, it's a clutch decision. But yeah, I am saying I'm looking to buy some positions, short some positions, buy some puts, short some shares on a retest. I don't know how large that retest is going to be, but I'm on board with losing another R, playing it bearish to attempt. And the only way to lose only an R with that size candle is to do shares. There is 0% chance I can only lose one R if I bought, like, let's say a put here with a stop literally anywhere. I mean, it could be like $1 higher. I'm going to lose an R because the volatility is so wild, and the way Tesla's going to move is going to be so incredible. So the only way I'm going to be able to play it with 1 R risk on a bear move is to short shares or day trade it. Now, I'll day trade the pants off Tesla. These next few days are going to be great. Next few weeks are going to be fantastic. Let's go have some fun. Ultimate big target on Tesla, probably the 100 simple on a weekly chart, 690. Oh, yes, obviously. 69.0? Of course, we're by there. That's the next spot that I will buy a lot of Tesla. Until then, I'm waiting. 69420. All right, done. I'll buy some there and I'll buy some there. Give me a second. These are the two prices I will buy Tesla. 69420. Got it. Buy some. So there's my buy zone. I'll buy some longer term shares. I'll buy some, all the things. Until then, I'll have a little bit more of a short to weak bias. Back to the sixes once again. All right. Next on the list is LOKU or BROKU. Which one do you guys like better? I should do a poll. Do you like LOKU more or do you like BROKU? I don't have a poll ready, but I like BROKU. You guys all like that one easier? Okay. That's pretty much everyone. Sammy, you're ridiculous. Oh, man. Sammy just makes me laugh. I haven't met him in person yet, which I'm still pretty sad about. No coup. Oh, that is good. That is so good. Broke you. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Broke you. Anyway, Maloney made 3 R's shorting ROKU today. And I don't know what else to say on this one other than this will be one of the coolest, double top chart patterns I get to teach of all time. Failure of the 100 simple. There's your retest. There's your compression right there. And there's your failure. I mean, that's going to be a beautiful chart. Maloney. Yeah, we can do that. We probably end up going a little long today, but wow, ROKU's down 80%. It's going to go lower too. If it's going to go down 80, it might as well go down 90, All right. I don't know what else to do on that one other than stay short or just be very, 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 very patient going long. If you're going to buy anything, buy small size, tiny, tiny size. If you're buying any tech stock right now, you're buying it with 1 or 2 shares at a time. Coinbase Global. Goodbye. Sammy says, I got $170 puts. Ooh, those are deep in the money. I mean, I remember you buying puts. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was somewhere over here. Like the trend's broken. Let me get some puts. And I know you're accumulating some shares. Same with me, right? Don't have a huge position in this one, but it's like buying a share or two. Nothing arguable. I think my unrealized loss right now on Coinbase is like negative, like $2,300 or something. And so it's whatever. It's not great, but it's like, okay. But in that meantime, yeah, buy some puts. Protect yourself. Sammy says, I have 650 shares and have 8 puts. So let me fill you in on what will happen on that scenario. I'm sure you know, but you're probably asking for other people. So you have plus 150 short exposure. That's what you have. So what that means is, since they're 170, Sammy, I'm assuming they expire sometime in May. If they close in the money, what's going to happen is your broker will auto sell your shares at 170 for in May expiration. They'll auto sell your shares at 170, and that's all of your shares. So the additional shares, you will be short another 150 shares of Coinbase if it closes below 170 in May, which it will. Does that make sense? Hector says, so buy more shares lower. He could. Yeah, he could. I mean, he could buy those shares. And again, those shares, if he buys another 150 shares, those shares will be sold at a higher price. Sammy says, I was going to buy the shares and let it all expire. Perfect. Chris says, can that happen in a non-margin account? No, because you can't short in a non-margin account unless you have puts, right? So if you're long puts, but you don't need margin to buy puts, then no, you won't get auto exercised. Great question. Your broker will try it. You'll probably get sent what's called a non-assignment email where it'll say, hey, I tried to, hey, I'm your broker. I'm broker than you are. Stupid joke. And I tried to assign XYZ. I couldn't do that because you don't have the right requirements. It'll sound like a nasty email. It'll sound like you're getting sued. All broker emails always sound like, what? Oh my gosh, I'm a fraudulent, terrible, horrible human being. It'll make it sound like it's your fault, but if you really read the fine details, it's like, hey, I'm incompetent and I don't know what to say properly. So yeah, you'll get like a non-assignment email. That's what I'm trying to say. Good questions, team. This is good stuff. Anything else? If you guys need it, let me know. Always good discussions. A lot of people are experiencing that. To circle back to my boy Chris, Wes is having that exact same experience with Salesforce. So he's in some puts on Salesforce, and yeah, same exact thing. Same thing with Salesforce. He has more puts than he does shares. So, hey, overinsured. Why not? Brinker International, ticker symbol EAT, EAT. This had a bulletin EMA play, I'm guessing over here. Yep, right there. Bear candle closing above the 10 on April 14th. I didn't see this one. I would have traded it. I mean, I say that because it works, right? But I like to think I would have traded this one. Stop loss in the gap, target 1.2 to 1.3. Yep, that would have been a winning trade based on the April 14th candle. Would have sold today. This thing is down pretty low. Overall, pretty sideways for the most part. Below the weekly, in between the monthly, 100, 200. It's kind of flat on the monthly. Nah. Earnings is around the corner. That's why I'd probably wait on this one because I'd really want to buy it down here anyway. But the trade's already happened. So we'll just keep waiting on EAT. Nothing really special to feast on there. Next is Boeing. And Boeing is having a hard time landing any kind of buying. Bull candle below the 10 EMA. This was the very first one after the reset. By the way, someone learned this earlier today. And so if someone else learned this, that means that there's another person out there that will learn this. Once you get a close past the moving average, you get a reset. Right? You get a general reset. So that means once this candle with the purple arrow comes in, you now have the ability to go, okay, what's the next first bull candle that closes below the 10? That one right there. Now, granted, here in the red arrow, this was a bear candle that did close above the 10. Absolutely. And I did have a trader, only one. I didn't take Boeing because I can't really find any other signal to go long other than the 10 EMA. So if you took Boeing long on this candle or this candle, either one of the red arrows, you got stopped out. You lost on that trade. I mean, Scott McKay, have you ever lost on a trade before? Right. So if you take this trade with the red arrow, you're getting stopped out somewhere here in orange. When you get stopped out on orange, you lose, right? You suck. Pack it in, put it on the L column. Put it in the L column, and then you short here and you make your gains back. Right? Because somewhere over here, you're resetting the count essentially. That's all I'm trying to get at. So once this candle comes in, you could have, I'm not saying you had to. I didn't short Boeing there. I'm just saying you could have shorted that below that candle and you would have been capturing a little bit more of your downside play. Probably would have exited today or tomorrow because earnings is right around the corner. So this is just a system. This is a process that you'll get better and better and better at with time. But you can't really look at this chart at any point and tell me that Boeing is bullish. There's no chart that says that. Plus, last time we really looked at it in depth, which was, last week on Thursday, here's all of your indecision candles. Here's your hammer. This is a bull candle on the monthly chart, closing below the 10 EMA, got squished, and immediately getting rejected. Boeing's going to go lower. Simple as that. Short the rip. Thor Industries. I'm just going to leave this one alone because it keeps going lower. The only thing I can see on it that I like is a 100 SMA on a monthly chart adjusted for dividends. But if you turn the adjusted for dividends off, the next stopping point is 58.62 realistically. And there's no real money unless you go out till June for there. So nothing special. Now, that being said, this is today a bull candle that closed below the 10 and got a little bit of a hammer. So what I'm going to attempt to do, let me get back over here to this adjusted for dividend chart. All right, let's just see if there's good risk reward here. I don't necessarily think there is because Thor Industry is a little bit of a slower moving, like type of trade. Okay, draw a bunch of lines. Adjusted, non-adjusted. I still don't know which chart's the best. I need to do a little bit more research on it. Because yeah, I mean, yeah, Thor has been around forever, and again, it's super blue chips. I'm not really keen to short this trade. What I'm looking for is, should I still try it? The answer is I will if we get one of these. A nice retest, a good pullback, a good opportunity short. Because this is the signal. It's like, hey, start looking at a short. I agree. The thing that I'm concerned with is essentially we're just so far down there that it's a very blue chip stock. So I'm not going to like force that one. All right, so we'll put it on the list for Thursday. All right, by the way, let's continue to go down this list and let's go look at Cliffs. Cleveland Cliffs finally pulling back. That whole sector finally pulling back. Unfortunately, no real trade unless you were able to short this guy. Which if you did, if you short here with a stop, I don't know, somewhere up there, it got close getting stopped out. You probably would have had to hold over earnings to not get stopped out. If you did win on that, congratulations. I missed it. I missed a lot of trades, but I didn't miss all of them. I took some trades today, and I'm gonna end positive for April. So that's the exciting news. We're below the weekly. Monthly's pulling back. Daily, right? It's an inside candle with a little bit of a high wave doji yesterday. So we got some work to do on Cleveland Cliffs, but I mean, short to retest type of event, possible. So we'll keep it on the list and we'll come back to that one tomorrow, maybe even Thursday. And we're going to watch it. Michael says, awesome job clawing out of the hole. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Today was the day today was the day. Yeah. 3 days left in April and today was the day. Finally got it out. Really punched past it. It was just a lot of not trading that much. Once I go in a hole, I get super, super selective. I mean, I still lost on trades, but it was just selective and chip away, chip away, chip away. Twitter. I don't know. That's the emoji that I will send to people who ask me about, like, what should I do on Twitter? It's like, dude, why is it going down? I thought the buyout and the financing was secure. I thought that was all good to go. People are shorting it, probably. Are people selling it? Probably. I mean, there's some valid, rational reasons why Twitter is going down a little bit today. I mean, it's down 4%, but I mean, with earnings right around the corner, I don't know. 54.20 was essentially the agreed upon price. Yeah. I mean, it's risk arbitrage at this point, like Activision. And again, riddle me this. I still couldn't tell you. Cash offer on Activision for shares at like 90 a share, and it's at 77 right now. Are they taking that long to finance the deal, or whoever had shares are selling it to someone else ahead of time? I'm not smart enough to know. I wish I was smart enough to know. Speaking of smart enough, this is the location where I announce all of the really, really, really big things in RLT. So let me give you one small / humongous announcement. If you want to come to the real life trading website and click on live trading and scroll all the way down to trading schedule and look for May, you will see our updated schedule. Now, keep in mind, we will be changing this layout here pretty soon, and I will be updating everyone else with an actual video, like a legit official video. But we are still keeping the 9 to 2 day trading room schedule and Eastern, and then we are filling out other schedules predefined with other people's information. So for example, we have a dedicated time for option trading. We're going to have a dedicated time for long-term investing, algo trading, cryptocurrency, futures trading, right? Everyone said, I want a futures trading room. Well, there you go. Wednesday is 2:30 p.m. Central, 3:30 p.m. Eastern. How cool is that? And we have all kinds of stuff. Macro news coming in here as well. We're going to have back trading sessions, trading strategies, real estate investing. It's going to be absolutely dope sauce. And if you want to / need to, you're like, who the heck is running macro news and market review? Oh, hosted by Robert Falco. So you can click on that and see who's going to be at what time slots for the day. Sammy says, wow, this is what I need. Yes, I thought so. So a lot of people are excited about futures trading. We have a futures room, right? Everything is here. You have the ability to pop in and trade futures with Maloney Kamdar on that particular day, right? You can see it's going to be here. Futures trading on Tuesdays. Boom, there you go. Right? Oh, you want cryptocurrencies? Bang. 17th of May, hosted by Yates Craig. It's there, right? So this is going to be a schedule going forward. And here's the best news, right? The best news is this is going to be a one flat rate price. This is going to be called your all access pass going forward. And 99% of you already pay less than this. And if you pay less than the current price of this all access pass, you will be grandfathered in. You don't have to do anything. That's what's even cooler. So for you who are here, you guys don't have to do much at all. Just kind of sit back, relax. This is going to be a 275 all access pass going forward. You're going to get grandfathered in. So if you're paying less than 275, you get grandfathered in. If you're paying more than 275, you're going to get lowered to 275. You get all this. So one of two things are happening. You're going to get more content for no money, or you're going to get more content for less money. Type in a 9 if RLT is the bomb. We're just better than everyone else, guys. You know why? Because we're really good at trading. We can actually make money trading to finance all this cool stuff. So that's the other amazing part is we're killing it right now on my trading accounts. And yeah, RLT is just better than everybody else. I'm sorry. All the other education companies only try to copy what we're doing. And I know that. And it's all right. I see them on YouTube all the time. We're just that great. So that's coming up in May, ladies and gentlemen. Be ready. Be ready. Everyone can get access to the all access trading pass all day long for either, again, less money than you're currently paying now or no additional increase. How cool is that? Love it. Love it. Hope you guys are excited about it. And all the links are going to be on your dashboard. Everything will be ready to go. Eric says, if you're only in the swing trading room, do you have to upgrade? As I mentioned, Eric, you don't have to change anything. It's going to be access to everyone. Whatever you're paying right now, you're about to get locked in and grandfathered in at your price, $275 or less. Bang. Can't make it even easier. It's the cleanest rollout of any product ever. Super amped. Corey says, I feel like this is a pillow commercial. I know, dude, right? It's like, who doesn't like new pillows? I buy pillow commercials. I do. Man, if a good pillow commercial comes on, I buy it. I'm with you. I'm with you. All right. The one trade that I did play over earnings, I talked a little bit about this yesterday. And I talked a little bit about this in the day trading room today, but you had a perfect hammer on F5 networks. And it closed below that today. So it closed below that hammer. I mean, that's a perfect hammer. It's an amazing, amazing hammer. So I'm going to make an R or so on F5 networks tomorrow, hopefully with that gap down, and feeling good about that decision. That was a roulette bet, if you will, that all roads led to potentially going lower. So again, to recover, this is a bull candle closing below the 10 EMA on the weekly. We broke below that on a weekly chart. That wasn't super bullish. We were below the 10 EMA on a monthly chart, not super bullish. We had Not one, not two, but three bull hammers, all about the exact same price, closing below the 10 EMA on the daily chart. We're also below the 100 and 200 simple on the daily chart. We're above the 100. We're above the 200, acting as a potential target on the weekly chart. So I said, hey, let's play a bearish position over earnings. Obviously, it could have gapped up just as much as it's gapping down, but it's not like the market's extremely bullish. So I decided to take a little bit of a bet, and it's going to pay off. That is F5 Networks. Congrats for if you want to play that with me from yesterday. Google is sliding into second base, down 22, no, I know the number, 106 points. 106 points. So we're about to trade into that 100 simple on a weekly chart on Google. Probably hits that tomorrow. Going to be a lot of fun. A lot of people want to buy Google lower. The split is still happening, and you're about to get it lower. Now, again, I don't think Google goes to zero at any point in time. It's going to be a great asset to buy, but I think you can buy it a little bit lower than it is now. How much lower? I wish I knew. I mean, 1,800 seems reasonable. That's a possibility. But I'll probably buy a share tomorrow. Yeah, I'll probably buy a share tomorrow. Just again, slowly stacking it up. Buying some chips to fill my bag. I'll take a bag of Google all day, every day, right? So I'll probably buy a share or two tomorrow, and just Hector's got one. Exactly. So when I say one share of a larger, company, I'm on Google, this is not an exaggeration. I will probably buy one share tomorrow, take some of the cash flow that I made today, buy a share, and then just, eventually own a lot more, but I want it to go a little bit lower first. Okay, TDOC, aka Helidoc. Not much to see here. Earnings is around the corner, and I don't expect them to do anything. Like, what's it going to do? Gap up? Go higher? No. I mean, the only way I would trade TDOC bullish is it would have to open above 66. If it did that, I would trade it bullish. I would day trade it bullish or swing trade up until the 100, and then I would short it again. That's it. Other than that, that trend's going to continue down. IBM. The only way I would play IBM right now is to get into an iron condor. You got monthly charts. If you adjust this chart for dividends, right, it's a whole new different chart. If you turn the adjusted for dividends off, you got the 100 that acts as a resistance, and you got the 200 that acts as a resistance on this is the monthly. Okay. Again, the monthly chart. The weekly chart, you are above the 100 and 200 on the weekly, and the daily you are also above, but it's a retest gap. So I would probably get into some bear call spreads now, let IBM slowly pull into the long-term averages, which it will. This gap will 100% fill without question, and then get into your bull put spread on IBM. If you requested IBM and you're looking for it, that's the only way I would trade it personally right now. Moderna, I did have a short on Moderna, but the market was just getting absolutely squashbuckled, and Moderna wasn't doing anything. So I closed this for a super, I mean, it's so small. I'm surprised I'm even pulling it up. $3 per share gain on Moderna. I didn't have that many shares, so it was really nothing to even talk about. The good news is we had a limit at 150.25. That was the positive. The positive is we just had such a high limit. So we got filled at 147 over here, and then we got that's when the order went live, and we actually got filled up here at 150.25. So was able to cover today for a small gain, almost negligible, but it wasn't a loss. And the reason, again, is because the whole market was going down dramatically and Moderna wasn't. So I'm gonna give this one another day or two and probably get back in on a pullback, a little bit bigger of a pullback, maybe if we get up to 155, 156, get up a little bit higher, and I would short it. Yeah. A little bit higher, and I'll short. And again, earnings is around the corner too, so I'm not going to hold that one too long over earnings. Verizon pays a dividend, says somebody. You had a gap down on earnings. I mean, that is a gap and go. Oh, gap action. I mean, that is just getting absolutely trying to think of a cool word that rhymed with Verizon, but I couldn't get it. No. So anyway, strong gap down, a lot of selling. I don't know what else to say. You know, if you adjust the chart for dividends, going lower, monthly chart. This is adjusted for dividends chart, right? I mean, they pay such a great dividend. So 43.91. If you want to buy it down there. You can buy a few shares down here. You know, again, if you turn the chart off without dividends, it's just an entirely different chart. But they pay a strong divvy. They do about a 5% yield. So buy low, sell high. I would only buy it if you really want to. DGX, Quest Diagnostics. This actually looks okay. This actually looks okay. I don't necessarily think it's going to trigger, but it's not bad if it does. Not bad. Let's just see what kind of debacle the market gets tomorrow. And if this still looks okay, I'll set up. I don't want to get a random gap up and then we get triggered and then the whole market just goes to zero. We've experienced that a lot in our swing trades, kind of. Not really, but a little bit. Home Depot is going lower today. I mean, sorry, it closed lower today. What I meant to say, it's not necessarily going lower, but it might. I mean, it keeps failing this 100. This is the 100 on the weekly. You got a double top up here. You have a few gaps. This gap is an unfilled gap on Home Depot. Very, very rare for Home Depot not to fill its gap, but this is an unfilled gap on Home Depot. That is not strong. Earnings is around the corner. And what I'm doing is I'm going to be looking for essentially a breakdown and a retest of this price, something like this. But if you're going to start tiptoeing into a slightly bearish position, just a very tiny, very minuscule, very boring, nothing aggressive bear position on Home Depot, I could respect that. Keep in mind, it is at a support. So that's why I'm saying it's super, super, super low. And I really wouldn't be massively aggressive on that short. I'd prefer it to bounce and then short much higher. John Deere, still waiting for it. Again, really nice candle, nice inside candle, nice hammer. I like that hammer a lot. And, you know, also a possible bullish swing trade. I know we don't want to think about that, but we could. It could go up. We will see. Probably won't. But the speed at which we could go long just to capture a quick gain is probably going to be what's most important. NextEra Energy. So NextEra Energy is at a support. This is another strong dividend stock. But this one is at a support. Will it break down? I don't know. Good news is earnings is over. And if you're buying a few shares here, and this is a spot where you want to accumulate, fantastic. Nice hammer yesterday. Again, at a demand zone, buy low, sell high. I would just accumulate here. Wouldn't be super, super aggressive. But if you're buying, this is where. Otherwise, you'd have to wait for a breakdown, a lower low, and then a retest to short NextEra, in my opinion. Newmont Corporation. This is one that our girl Maloney, aka Stonks Malones, was looking at. Stonks Malones. Stonks Malones. All right, so something like this on a breakdown. Let's give it some time, maybe another day or two, but certainly got to keep watching that one. I mean, you can set that up right now. Since we're just a touch far away from the 10 EMA, I want to let that pressure come down for a second. But type of 14 into the chat pane if you can see that this is obviously the greatest setup of all time that you've ever seen in your entire life for a bear trade. Now, if you're like, well, Newsom, what about this one? That was also a great trade and that one didn't work. Yeah, absolutely. I would have shorted it and I would have got stopped out. It was the greatest trade in the world that didn't work. And guess what I would have done? I didn't play this, but guess what I would have done? I would have gotten stopped out like a loser. I would have lost money like a loser. And then I would have gone long on that candle without question. Entry there, stop loss there, and would have made my money back. That's what I would have done without question. Because when I'm back trading, I tell myself, this is what I'm going to do regardless of what's happening. I don't care. Oh, you just lost on a trade. Who cares? Like, you're going to lose. So flip, do the trend, follow the strategy. You see what's in front of you, play it. So this bull candle, I would have shorted there, stop right there. And I would have said, yep, I'm probably going to lose again. Most likely. I would have expected to lose. I was prepared to, whoa, my goodness. Oh my. That would have been a great trade. And I've been super happy. And then I think this was earnings. So I most likely would have closed right there for 1 hour and some change. Because I'm a rule follower. So let me put this on the list for Wednesday. And we'll keep an eye on it. Let's see what it does. Looks nice. Johnson Johnson. I mean, the market be going to zero, but Johnson Johnson's not going to go down. They make baking soda. I mean, what? Baking soda. That's it. That's all they make. Nothing else out there. All their money is made from baking soda. But truly, I mean, strong chart. I'm not in. It's a really fun trend trade right now. Buy a little bit of a dip, though. It's a little too high. If you're not in, you might have played one of these bear candles. And if you did, congrats. I like it. I understand exactly why you played it. I can see why you played it. We did make a new all-time high today. So if you took some profits, good for you. If you didn't, it's okay. And that's really all I got on Johnson and Johnson. Lows might go lower. So here's how I'd probably play lows, because I know it's a blue chip. I know we're shorting low. Break below, retest. We got a ways to go until earnings. Let me see if I'm missing anything. I don't think I am. I am. Non-adjusted for dividends, the 100s on the weekly, which would be a little bit of a target's right there. I don't want to be afraid of that, but it's a 1-to-1. It's okay. If you want to play it, if you feel like short and lows, go for it. JD.com. So we retested the low. Very nice. We got this purple line again. This is the 200 simple on a weekly chart. Be looking at this spot to fail. If you're playing JD, this is it. This is the bearish place. This is how we short it. 200 simple on a weekly chart. Short to retest. Do you have to be playing JD.com bearish? No. Can you be playing it bearish? Absolutely. Entirely up to you. Overall, a lot of China stocks this week. I mean, there's a lot of stocks this week. This is a big reset that we're getting out there on a lot of the markets. It's happening. ExxonMobil, 2 ugly candles back to back. Ugly. You did have a good gap today. I did not day trade this one, but I know a few traders who did. And if you day trade this one, here's how you could have made money. Bear candle closing above the 10. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day. 1.2 hours on the new hive day. That's one trade. That's the only one that would have triggered. And then you had this absolute genie in a bottle. I mean, this is like Christina Aguilera coming over your house and singing for you. Bear candle, close it. Like, that is just immaculate. Very, very pretty. 2 nice bull trades on ExxonMobil with a gap and go on a daily chart. That's how that would have played out. But other than that, with the gap fill, earnings right around the corner, I'd probably just wait it out and let that one do its thing. Same thing with crude. Crude's just kind of chilling. This is the daily chart. We bounced at support, which is kind of where I talked about last time. Last time I looked at crude, this is the support level. Here's the lower highs. Maloney, do you trade crude at all in futures? I don't think you do, but you might. I could be mistaken. Pennant pattern. We'll see. I don't know what way that's going to break down. I don't even know how to trade options on futures. I haven't learned that yet, but I'm sure you could do a bull put spread if you really wanted to. Zim. So Zim, I do like this candle. This is one of my favorite candle patterns. I totally agree. It's very, very nice. Very nice. So we're going to start watching Zim again. Now, granted, the 200 simple is right there, but if you adjust the chart for dividends, it's only the 100. So let's see if we can get this, this, and this. I'm going to keep an eye on that. We tried to trade not too long ago, and it did not trigger, but I do love, love, love this candle pattern. It's one of my favorites. The bear shat pattern. Bear candle gapping up the next day into a bear candle, but the second bear candle closes above the close of the prior day. If it closes above the open, that's even a better one, but that is a nice pattern on Zim. In fact, let me text Matt. Okay, cool. All right, that's Zim integrated shipping. Next on the list is Sherwin-Williams paint. Only thing that was up today. 200 simple on the weekly chart. Sorry, the 100 simple is at 260. Keep a close eye on that. This gap can fade. Absolutely. Big bull candle. We'll see what happens there. CHS. I'll keep an eye on tomorrow. I do have a 5 o'clock appointment that I slightly forgot about, so I'm going to jump on that pretty quickly. I'll come back to that tomorrow. That looks okay. Airbnb, short the retest. Keep in mind earnings are right around the corner. Wells Fargo is called Hells Fargo for a reason. It took out all this bullish buying. Short the retest on that. Robinhood might go to zero. I don't know. They're probably going to do a reverse split any moment, though. And Lucid just getting taken to the absolute wood chipper. So don't worry about this gap up. It'll gap up. It'll fade. And Lucid just going to keep going to zero because they don't make anything. All right, guys. Tomorrow, what are we looking at? What do you guys want to look at tomorrow? All right. Apple, AMD, Google, Cat, Microsoft. Jack, thank you, man. Love you, bro. Tesla, Square, Tractor Supply, ON, NVIDIA, HLT. All right, team. Well, I'm going to be here tomorrow, same time, same place. Thank you so much. And until then, love life, live life, and trade it. You guys rock. Goodbye.